Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to Wow Wednesday, our final broadcast for a Wow Wednesday in 2023. And I trust that you all are enjoying a holiday season that's just right for you, just right for those you love, where you get to experience lots of laughter, love, delightful surprises, as well as this season, this last week of 2023. So many of us, myself included, are in a space of reflection on 2023 and setting our intentions and moving forward so that we are creating the 2024 that best fulfills our purpose, our hearts, and our potential. So, what I've done for today is I have invited five amazing women to join us and share what it is they're up to, their missions, their intentions, their, in fact, declarations for 2024. And one of the things that I love about what you're about to experience is that not only is it going to give you some ideas, some food for thought, and some inspiration for moving forward in setting your declarations for 2024, there's a magic that happens when you speak what you desire into existence. Actually, the phrase abracadabra, like, oh, you remember that from the movies, abracadabra, and then poof, it comes into being. The definition of abracadabra is what I speak, I create. So, in this beautiful space this morning, I want to invite you to start to consider what are your declarations for 2024. And we're going to give you an opportunity after we hear from our guest this morning, if you would like to speak your words and create your declarations. We'll give you a chance to go ahead and come on screen or come on audio and share with us. So for those who may not know, which I think y'all do by now, I am Nancy Matthews, one of the founders of Women's Prosperity Network, joined by my two amazing sisters, Trish Carr and Susan Winner. And we are embarking on, I think this will be, as we get into 24, our 17th year for Women's Prosperity Net. Oh, 16th year, forgive me. 16th year for Women's Prosperity Network. And the vision for what we wanted, what we declared as we were getting started in 2007, the vision was a community of inspired, impassioned, impact-focused women coming together in a spirit of collaboration and what I like to call co-opetition, being the one to create more positive good, more positive impact in the world. And I want to just take this moment as we're closing out 2023 to say thank you to all of you for every single thing you do, every moment you show up, every time you join us for one of our events, when you leave one of our events and you head out as your ripple effect of big impact in the world. So this community thrives because of each and every one of you stepping up and saying, this is my time. This is my time to fulfill my potential. This is my time to support my sisters and brothers in making the world a better, brighter place. So we thank you on behalf of myself, my sister Susan, and Trish, and Stephanie, the team behind the scenes here at WPN. We love you, we honor you, and we see the greatest in you and for you for 2024 and beyond. And I'm going to be bringing on our guests today one at a time. And the first one is going to be my dear friend, Gail Dixon. I am so excited that she is with us. So let me go ahead and bring Gail on the screen. Good morning, Gail. Here she comes. Any moment now, she'll be joining us. And Gail Dixon has been a longtime member of Women's Prosperity Network, and I'm going to start talking about you, Gail. I remember one of our very first meetings, one of the first times I met you, we were in Tallahassee when we were hosting one of our live events. And I believe the memory I have is from a Level Up experience. And part of what we do at Level Up is cast your intentions, cast your visions, declare your goals for the coming year. And some people at the event were having a little bit of struggle coming up with the language they wanted to use to declare. And I remember just you were sitting at this table and just listening and then sharing your heart and giving them suggestions and advice. And your table was full, and then more people came to sit at your table because they wanted to be in the space of the extraordinary and brilliant Gail Dixon. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you. What a sweet memory to bring back.
It sure is. It sure is. So, Gail, tell a little bit about your mission, your intentions, and your declaration for 2024.
Well, um, my declaration for 2024 and my intention for 2024 is to grow the Heart's Voice movement so that more people are able to speak what's in their heart, connect with those who need to hear it, and come together so that we're creating a better world. And the very specific intention is to grow the movement to 1,000 members by the end of 2024.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And you are well on your way to doing that. Um, Gail is going to put the link in the chat, and I'll make sure that I share it on Facebook as well, of how you can be a part of the Heart's Voice movement. I know a lot about this. I know a lot about you and your heart as well as your voice. Let our audience know, like, why is this so important? Like, what is this? Why do I want to join this?
You want to join this because you're living right now, all of us are, in a world where we are disconnected, demeaned, diminished, divided, and destroyed by how people use language for negative intent. And language is the most powerful tool that we have to create, connect, bring about positive change and well-being for all of us. But we need to do it intentionally. And like anything that has to be learned and done with intention, it's done more easily with support and connection. And that's what the Heart's Voice movement is all about.
Yeah. And so as you were sharing about this, I know that as if you're watching Wow Wednesday, listening in, if you are part of this community, I know that your desire and intention is to speak from the heart, to listen from the heart. And I go to, well, how come we don't all do it all the time? Like, if we want that, what gets in the way, right? And what you said about having a supportive community is a big, big piece of it. What are some other things that block us from really living that beautiful way?
Well, one is that we experience and become like what surrounds us. And so we develop habits of using language the way we hear it used. And so when we, for example, hear that people can't disagree without being negative about those around them, we become negative when we disagree. When we hear people talk and be motivated or try to persuade others based on fear or threat or hostility or lack or competition, that's the mode we operate. And until we put ourselves in a place where we are more surrounded by that positive intent that comes to influence us, whose habits we replicate and develop, it's going to be hard. The other thing is, many of us have had life experiences from the time we were wee little ones and on through life that silenced us, that made us doubt what was in our hearts, that told us things about ourselves that didn't feel like they fit. And we adopted some of those definitions.
Mhm.
We adopted some of those behaviors. And as a result, we became afraid to speak our truth, afraid to be ourselves, afraid to be other than what people told us we had to be.
Yeah.
And that voice, that heart voice inside us, you can only be told to hush so many times before you stop trying to speak at all.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. And as you're sharing, and I consider, being silenced or being in an environment, and our environment is the people we're with, excuse me, the news media, what we consume, like all of that is part of our environment. And if we live in a space where primarily to speak your truth, which is different from someone else's, will be shot down, met with, excuse me, challenge, we may not want to do that.
right. And we may, if we don't have support or if we don't have a strong connection to the divine, to source, to those things, we may begin to doubt the truth of what's in our hearts.
Oh,
And, boy, it's hard enough to speak up and speak your truth when you believe it with everything in you.
yeah, yeah,
It's hard enough to take that risk.
yeah.
But if you're wavering under the surface and questioning the truth, questioning the validity, questioning the value of what's sitting in your heart, the courage to speak it out loud is really hard to find.
Yeah. And that's where community and support and
Right.
practice comes into play. And the other thing that I know about you and your community is that not only will I get the courage and the support, as well as the framing and massaging to be able to share my voice. What we're doing here with the Heart's Voice movement is creating a way for you to speak your truth, your authenticity, what's here for you from a heart space, not from an anger of fear or a judging of other space, right? So
Right.
so that's part of it.
Right. Absolutely. And, it's really important here to say that though I work a lot with people who have big missions and world changing messages, this also happens at the micro level in our day to day conversations with others, speaking from the heart, listening with the heart. When a parent corrects a child without criticizing the child,
Mhm.
when a teacher encourages a student without shaming them, when you're standing in line at the checkout counter and you greet the person by the name on their name tag, you're speaking from the heart. You're
Mhm.
speaking with the heart's voice. So it doesn't require a platform or a podium or a big mission to be a heart speaker. It just requires the intention and the love and the belief that love is the way to live.
Woo! That is so beautiful, my friend.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
Thank you for taking some time to share with us your declarations for 2024, for all you've done, the processional effect that brought us to this moment with you being here with us. I love you, I honor you, and I thank you for creating the space for me to share my heart's voice.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
Awesome. All right, everyone, go ahead and join the Heart's Voice movement. There's a group on Facebook. Make sure you connect with Gail and this beautiful soul that's been placed in her path. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Nancy.
Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to figure out how to make the magic happen and bring on our next guest. So give me just a moment. Beautiful words, right? This is magnificent. And the Facebook group is called The Heart's Voice Movement, I believe. Is that correct, Gail? Yes, it is. Okay, so go to Facebook, The Heart's Voice Movement. Blessings. You should put the link in the chat, and I'll make sure we get the link on Facebook as well. So we kick off this very special year-end Wow Wednesday with Gail Dixon and the Heart's Voice movement. And now I get to bring to you an extraordinary woman that we had the funnest, I know that's not great English, but we had the funnest time figuring out how it was that we met each other. This extraordinary woman showed up on a Wow Wednesday, showed up to one of our events. We were sisters, like right from the get-go. And then she became one of our chapter leaders for the Atlanta area, has grown that community, that chapter, developed her own community as well. And LaWanna Bradford, are you able to come on screen with us today? Yes, you are. See?
Morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning. I knew those tech angels would come through for us as well as your tech savvies. So good morning, my dear friend.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
It is my privilege and my pleasure. And LaWanna Bradford is the COO of the Bradford Group. She's got television shows that she produces. She runs a vibrant community of Celebrate You, so many other things. And I recently just saw her on a Trinitron in Times Square. Like, oh my gosh, this woman is everywhere. Welcome, LaWanna
Thank
Bradford.
you. Thank you.
Awesome. So, share with us your declarations for 2024. Um, what's on your heart and what are you bringing forth?
Well, my declaration is actually a continuation of the message that I always end every talk with, and I'll just start it at the beginning, is just reminding everyone that when your vision intersects with opportunity, success is inevitable. So nice words, right? But what does it really mean? And for me, I had to even challenge myself in 2023. Was I living that mantra? And I had to realize I was hiding behind the brand of my company. And some would say, well, there's nothing wrong with that. Your company is the brand. No, I am the brand. So it's the brand from behind the brand. It's realizing who you are, your talents, your divine genius, stepping in that, owning it. It's more than a mindset, but owning it boldly, unapologetically, designing and realizing you're the architect of your own lane. No one lives in your lane unless you invite them in. And if you find there are people there that are just not aligning with you, then as George Fraser says, bless and release them and invite them out. And then lastly, recommitting to you. Often we are so busy looking at what everyone else is doing, Nancy. We are following the latest and greatest bright and shiny object, and we're wondering, why are we still spinning our wheels year after year, coming up with the same vision statements, vision boards, but nothing changes. Women today, the average entrepreneur in the US is earning less than $60,000 a year. So think about it. If that's what your business is making, you take off operating costs, what are you really living on? How are you really living? How are you really making the impact that you want to make? And so my big why is to be a bridge to deal with this fiscal crisis facing women, and to do so by offering them the strategic lens and landscape in which to own their genius, monetize it, and dominate in their field of expertise.
Own your genius, monetize it, and dominate. so that you are getting out there having the impact. And I love that you brought economics into this, because it's wonderful to speak from your heart and have all these beautiful things that you want to say and that you're doing. And I think too often, so let's talk about this for a second. Too often people think, though, that income and impact are separate,
Mm.
right? But they're not.
No. You know, the more that you are blessed with financially, the more outreach you're able to do, the more impact that you can do. And it doesn't, I'm not necessarily talking about multi-millions, but if you have the right money, then you can even position yourself to leverage with others, right? To create more impact.
Yeah.
But you need a few dollars in the bank in order to do so.
Right. And I think what you talked about from the beginning of being behind the brand and putting ourselves out there. We are the brand. We are the vessel through which the message is to be carried.
Exactly. And it can be very, very intimidating. I mean, those who know me, I'm a very private person. In May of this year, I made a conscious decision in declaration. I am the brand from behind the brand. So what does that mean? It means stripping off, that armor and being very transparent with my life journey, because through that journey, it makes me more relatable, right?
Yeah.
Now people can lean in and understand, okay, well, she didn't just get here overnight. She went through some hurdles and climbed some mountains to get here.
Mm-hmm.
But the message is a message of resiliency and stick to itiveness, if you wanted to use that word, in what I know is my purpose. So despite what happens, because the waves will come, tsunamis will come in life.
Yeah.
The question is, how well do you ride the wave?
Ooh, that was really good. The question is, how well do you ride the wave? Because the ebb and flow is going to happen, and learning to be resilient. Like I love palm trees bend. That's what we want to be, like a palm tree. We want to be like water, to be able to flow
Mm-hmm.
in and around everything, like Bruce Lee. I love that whole
Yes.
thing from Bruce Lee about being like water.
Yes. Be water. Yes.
And all right, so in May, you decided to, make this declaration. I've seen you showing up more and more and more. And what I love about part of your purpose is the way you create the space and the opportunities, like specific opportunities for each of us to be able to come out from behind the brand even more. So tell a little bit about what you have coming up for fulfilling that mission in 2024. And I know you've got some TV shows, so
Yes.
share how people tell us the good stuff of how we're going to play together in 2024.
Well, my mission is to reach 1 million women in 2024. And obviously I can't do it alone. So it's through these outreach vehicles, which is Power the Pen. So those of you who are authors or who have books that you've read that are designed to uplift and inspire and elevate women, and you want to be featured on the show, let's have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Business and financial raw talker. For those of you who are challenging the systems and business models that are out there, that you found a new way, a more effective way of doing business, and you want to share these techniques and tools with women, reach out to me. And lastly, choose to challenge. And it's for those of you who are warriors, conquerors, who have made it through, who are showcasing what resilience looks like on steroids. Let's have a conversation, because I believe the more people hear the story, the more they can feel that I can do it too. Right? When they see success, because success leaves clues. And also our Celebrate You community, which is the sister community born out of Women's Prosperity Network. And we believe that when women are able to truly celebrate who they are in their total giftings and talents, then they can not only be the change they want to see in the world, but the change the world sees in their families, the community, the nation, and the world.
Woo-hoo! So beautiful, my friend. Thank you for all you do to support me personally, the space you hold, the upliftment you do, the work you do to make all of this happen, all of these beautiful opportunities, and the way in which you do it with grace with style and with heart. I love you.
I love you. Thank you so much. And happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays, everyone. And you're going to put in the chat, how can people get in touch with you for those who are just on the phone?
Sure. I'm going to actually, I got a special, and this is not for tire kickers. It's for those that are serious. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern, if you text, I'm interested, and I'm going to give you my personal phone number, and I'll put it in the chat.
What?
678-428-5589. Again, 678-428-5589. So 8 a.m. for you. I'm behind you in time zone where if you're Eastern. I am going to do a special Zoom, and we're going to talk about the R3, and that's how you can refocus, reframe, and reconnect to make your dream for 2023 no longer a dream, but a reality. There's a key that often you're missing, and that's why you keep going over and over and over again. So if you're interested, just text I'm interested, and I'll send you the Zoom link.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. The community, the women that just give and support, like, because we're all in here to do this together, right? Like what Celebrate You talks about, when we celebrate ourselves and celebrate each other, magic happens. So LaWanna, thank you for your generous offer for us to get together tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern. If you can't make it for some reason, still text I'm interested so that she can let you know how else you might play and grow together. So again, the phone number is 678-428-5589, and just text I'm interested. So I'm interested and I love you.
Love you.
Thank you
Bye,
so much.
everyone.
All right.
Blessings.
Blessings. All right, beautiful. Let me come over here. I'm going to find the way to go ahead and make that change. And we're going to bring on our next guest. And I'm delighted to have with us, what can I say about our next guest? So I first met this woman on a Zoom, not too dissimilar from this. And she became part of our community. She became a gold member and then quickly became part of our Momentum membership community, which is a weekly group coaching program. And then she became a private client. I had the privilege of getting to work with her. And this woman brings years of international business savvy, a spirit that keeps you going, and she knows just the right way to guide you along so that you're doing what you're meant to be doing and getting results. So let me go ahead and bring to the screen Laura Barker, who is your LinkedIn GPS. And what I love about Laura and what she's up to is she's the perfect combination of, building a business that makes an impact in people's lives. And she's the connector to a specific channel that many of us are like, well, how do I use this? How do I work it? Everybody says it's good, but I don't know if I should be there. She is the queen of LinkedIn with the strategy so that we can go ahead and make those connections to the ones we're meant to serve. Welcome, Laura.
Gosh, thank you, Nancy. That is such a wonderful introduction there. And I'm over the moon to even be here this morning. And I'm over the moon excited about how many people are here with us, right?
Right.
Absolute dedication to their passion. And that is exciting. I love it.
Yeah, good. Good point. Thank you for bringing that up, because here we are on the week in between Christmas and New Year's. You might be with family. You might be exhausted from the Christmas weekend, just saving your energy for New Year's, or just like, who knows what you're up to. But you chose to be here. And if you're listening to the replay, you're getting all of this juice to fill your spirit so that you too can step up and fill your place. Like, what I believe is that each of us has a specific place that we're meant to fill, a contribution. Like, otherwise, that's why we were all born. We're here for something, right? So
Absolutely.
Ms. Laura Barker, share with us your declaration for 2024, your mission, and what you're up to.
So, my mission revolves around the fact that it just really breaks my heart when I see so many passionate solopreneurs giving it their all and getting frustrated, getting stuck, feeling discouraged.
Mhm.
They often still keep going, but they're not having the success they need and want and deserve.
Which is
And
kind of what LaWanna was talking about. Less than
oh,
60,000. Who can live on less than 60,000 a year? Like, and that's just
right?
business gross income. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so with that kind of in my heart, I know that I have some information that can help those folks.
Yeah.
So, what my mission is for 2024 is really an extension of what happened in 2023, kind of like LaWanna. I could just like take off. We're like perfect segue. Um, so, in 2023, I took what I consider to be a bold move. I decided to focus all of my efforts on one thing. Now I preach pick a lane in business, but that's another story. But anyway, I decided to do it, and that was scary because I had a lot of other fires, coals in the fire. I mean, and so but I chose that lane, and that lane was to really pour into something that I've called the LinkedIn GPS cohort. You mentioned I'm the GPS, and I like to say it's the global positioning strategist, but we all know what GPS is, right? It's how you find your way, it's how you reach your destination, it's the path you're going to take. So, by doing that, it was the best decision I ever made. And I have poured into that and I continue to pour into that. And for 2024, my mission is to make that even more powerful by reaching and serving. I would really like to be at 1,000 people at the end of 24. Not I would like to be. I will be serving 1,000 people by the end of 2024, and I can't wait. I get so excited about just every one person makes me just lights up my day.
Yes, it does. And I see you pour into your members. I see you just pour into human beings, whether they're members or not. And that's part of, let's speak to that a little bit, because I love that you said you made a bold and scary move to just pick one lane. Like your singular focus is to grow the community of people in the GPS cohort. This is what I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to stay focused. And the method of doing that is to serve all these people well, and then they'll say, well, if that was so good, I want to become a part of the cohort.
Absolutely. And that is, when they get involved. So I haven't probably said the most important part of the cohort. So notice I did call it the LinkedIn GPS cohort. So my background is I've had a lot of businesses. I am an attorney by trade, but I'm an entrepreneur to the core. Had my first business when I was 11, my own paper route, and I was hooked. That was it. Like I could control my destiny. I didn't have to rely on my parents for money anymore. I mean, obviously they housed me and all that, but anyway, but you get the point.
No, but you got the taste of, ooh, I could do this because I have my own money. Right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And being self-reliant is huge.
Mm.
And what's also though critical is resilience. I have to go back to that because it is all about it for everybody who's here. I had some major life events happen to me, and I would just ask you, what if you had to reinvent yourself? What if something happened and you really had to reinvent yourself? So that happened to me, and I would bet it's happened to many of you. But because you're here this morning, I know one thing about you. You are resilient.
Mm-hmm.
You are showing up. You are keeping on and keeping on. But I don't want, again, you're not alone. So, we've got WPN, which I'm eternally grateful to, the sisters. for showing me how to live my passion and serve people by helping them navigate LinkedIn for business development. That's what it's about. My goal is to have the people in the cohort understand how to use LinkedIn, or not in the cohort, just people in general. Honestly, I give away a ton of information. I believe in give, and then give some more. So, really,
my goal. Yep, you do that.
Yeah. And my goal is just so that people can understand the power of LinkedIn to grow your business.
Yeah, it's like this treasure chest sitting, waiting to be unlocked, and you have the key.
Absolutely. And you know what I did? The other thing I did in 2023 that I'm expanding, and is that, those coaching programs where you sign up for something and you never meet like the founder, the person who's the brains behind it all, and it's just a bunch of do-it-yourself stuff, which is great, right? If you're a do-it-yourselfer. But then if you want to hire somebody and actually talk with the founder, it's going to cost you some pretty pennies, big time, right? So my goal was to create a program that was the best of all worlds, where you have the on-demand stuff, the do-it-yourself stuff, and I have a huge library of resources I've created. And then, but also to get actual feedback from me on a daily basis. And I found a way to do it and keep it affordable.
Amazing. I know you have. And you'll put your contact information in the chat so that they can get with you. And I just want to ask one question. How did you pick the lane of LinkedIn? Like, there are so many different ways that we can grow our businesses, make connections, and and I know from, working with, thousands of entrepreneurs, so few of them actually choose the LinkedIn lane.
Absolutely, that is true. So for me, first of all, I just have to say this. I've never been a Facebook fan. Just never have. Didn't hit me. But I was already, I've been in business my whole life, really. And the thing about it was that I reached a point where I needed to expand my audience, my reach, right? And I knew that LinkedIn was the place to do that, but I did not know how to use it. So I learned. I spent thousands and thousands of dollars and read everything you could read and learned everything I could. And then what happened then was I was growing my businesses with LinkedIn as my only source for leads.
Did you hear that? And I really wanted you to go here. Thank you. Because back to LaWanna's point, women who aren't monetizing, it's because you're not making the connections. And I think many times you're spreading yourself so thin, you're not getting any particular result in any of those areas. And Laura used LinkedIn as her only lead generation tool.
And then I taught my little team at the time how to do what I was doing. I created some systems, and by golly, I found out they work across industries. Holy cow, right? And then people were asking me, hey, do you have a class on that? Do you have this? I'm like, well, sure. Yeah, I do. In my head, and I'll create it thanks to Nancy and the help of her and Trish and Susan and, WPN. And so here I am today, having worked with hundreds of business owners, solopreneurs, small businesses to help them really start to see success by using LinkedIn as a tool. LinkedIn's a tool. Make no mistake. It's a tool for your business.
All right. So we got two more amazing guests I want to bring on before I let you go.
Can I say one? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I want you to share how they can get in touch with you, what's coming up, and we'll put links in the chat.
Yeah, so just I want everybody to understand LinkedIn doesn't have to be scary. So I'll put in the chat a link where you can go and get a guide. It's free to jumpstart your LinkedIn profile.
Awesome.
So it will help you really refine that somewhat. And I'll put a little bit more information in the chat. What's coming up in the next year is I'm lining up, and I've already lined up some incredible guest speakers for my cohort from different industries to be able to, because I'm LinkedIn, right? But I want my people to understand copywriting. I want my people I want my people to understand how to use AI, another tool you cannot afford to ignore.
Yep.
So I have incorporated AI into the training in my cohort. So lots of big things happening. I'm going to be doing some boot camps. I'm going to be doing some new kinds of outreach and
You
just
sound a little excited.
a little bit. I am.
Great.
I am. Thank you.
You are most welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being resilient and following your passion and your giftedness and your skill. Like it's those three things together that really brought you to this pinnacle to be the GPS, the LinkedIn GPS guide that we need. So thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Happy holidays, everyone. So good to be
Happy
here.
holidays. Aren't we having a good time? This is good.
Oh.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Laura. Make sure you get in touch with Laura and you go to barkerbusinesssolutions.com. And I want to share one bit before I bring on our next two guests, and then we'll open up for some questions. And this is about each and every one of you being ready to say yes to the opportunity to share your message. So whether it's to LinkedIn with Laura, whether it's LaWanna, or whether it's, becoming part of the Heart's Voice movement and sharing your voice, all of this takes you back to you getting clear on what's in your heart, what's your message, and to be able to increase your income by increasing your impact. And one of our missions and goals here at Women's Prosperity Network is to equip you with the tools, resources, methodologies to be able to get out there and have a bigger impact. We have a 2-day workshop called The Business of Speaking. We're doing it January 19th and 20th, and we do it twice a year. So it's coming up now. We do it in January because now is the time to amplify your message and your voice. We need you. And hear me clearly. We need you, your voice and your message so that we can reach the critical mass for a positive plus in our world. You're part of that. So I want you to join us for the upcoming speaker training, Business of Speaking. The link you'll go to is womensprosperinetwork.com/speaker training -holiday. And we're doing a special so that you can join us for just $49. So go grab your ticket. Join us in this amazing community of expansion and I'll call it explosion of goodness when your voice is added to the mix, when your message is added to the mix. When you would get a call from someone like me last week, like many of the people that are here this morning, I said, hey, I'm doing something special next week. Want to join me on the show? What'd they say? They said, yes, I'm ready. I want you to be yes ready for all the opportunities to share your voice. So go to womensprosperinetwork.com/speaker training -holiday. And I'm sure Susan will put that link in the chat as well. So join us for the workshop. All right, I'm going to bring on another extraordinary guest, a woman who has a big mission and a big heart. And the story of how we met is still a little mind-boggling to me. And I love it. Like that's how magic happens. That's how spirit moves to bring people together. That's how the universe conspires in your favor to fulfill your purpose and your mission. Our next guest is Margaret Leslie, and we met in Viva Las Vegas, baby. I was speaking at an event. We hadn't met before, and she came up to me at one point during the event, and as I stood there in her presence, I could feel her power and her. You ever meet someone who has this soft power that makes a big difference? Well, that is Margaret Leslie for sure. So Margaret, are you with us? Here we come. Hello, hello. Good morning.
Good morning. And thank you. And yes, it was a miraculous meeting because I spotted you across the room and said, that is a woman I want to get to know.
And here we
And
are,
here we are.
almost 8 years later, right? I think we're coming upon 8 years. I have had the absolute pleasure and privilege as I feel it to be a part of supporting you and carrying out your mission, your vision. So tell us your declaration for 2024.
Well, I have to say that I am honored that I'm here and with these other incredible women. Wow, it's been awesome. But my mission comes out of our institution of spiritual healing and aromatherapy mission is igniting our healers worldwide by offering them education in the art of energetic healing and aromatherapy. Now that leads to our vision of a healer in every home, every community, every church, every institution that has these tools to serve and heal. And I am, quote, the president of this organization that's been around over 25 years. But I see myself as the steward of the organization because my job is to be God's steward so that his work that we share with others can be brought to more people.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my soul work. It's my heart work. It resonated with my heart and soul the very first class I ever went to back in 94 or 95. And I've been very much involved ever since. But when I was in the school system many moons ago, I would teach some of our self-healing techniques to women that were in the groups that I had. And these were women from the projects near the school. Most of them had been abused mentally, sexually, or physically. And they would light up when they learned a little technique that could help them with their own self-care and that they could use with their families. And I thought then, what if these were routinely available to people in these kind of situations?
Mm-hmm.
And then I received the work immediately after a severe automobile wreck. And seeing the evidence of the concussion I knew I had disappear before I was even seen at the hospital. And I thought, what if every trauma nurse in ER had these skills, these tools? And then after another accident, I was put back in my field, my energetic field, my magnetic field that surrounds each of us, by another practitioner when she reached the hospital, again, before they'd really done anything. And I knew I was going into shock. But as soon as she did that, that totally went away.
Mm.
And again, I thought, what if every nurse in ER knew these skills, had these skills? What a difference that would make. Or even someone who walked up upon an accident. What a difference that could make. So we recently became a 501c3 after 25 years of not being. And so our dream is to be able to teach this to more underserved people in communities.
Mm-hmm.
And we're learning, hopefully, how to find, write, and get grants and things. And we're also inviting people to support our vision through tax-deductible donations. And this has always been the work of the heart. It's us serving from our heart, being in alignment with soul and God and spirit to bring this work to individuals, to groups, to people, and connect heart to heart with our clients and students.
It's beautiful.
So all this talk about heart-centeredness, yes, we all blend well together.
Yeah, well, and I think that speaks to the soul and the mission and the spirit that's moving through all of us to make a difference. And so Margaret, I'm gonna we'll tell everybody the website. We'll go ahead and put the information in. And just before I do that, before I let you go, I want everybody to think about this. And I hadn't considered it before, but imagine if, like, when somebody is coughing, we pat them on the back, right? Or when somebody, put your hands up to clear the airways, right? These are common techniques that get shared. What if, like, the experience you had, going into an emergency room and somebody there knew how to clear did the technique for the energetic healing to bring to the space? What if everyone knew how to do that? How would our world be different? How would your life be different? And through Isha, they offer a variety of free, low-cost classes. They offer continuing education credits for nurses and massage therapists, the aroma. Like, there's so much natural healing available to us. What I see is part of your mission for Isha is that, which is the Institute of Spiritual Healing and Aromatherapy, is that the techniques that you teach, everybody knows them. So it's easy for us to be able to get healing everywhere. So thank you for following your heart and your work.
Thank you, Nancy. And yes, that is so true. And I will be putting in some links on our website. There are two links that I really would love for you all to check out. One is the Stay Connected link, because this is where we have everything that's coming up. And Nancy has been a wonderful help with this. And our Calling All Healers, because we all are healers if
Right.
we tune into that peace within ourselves. And the other is donating. And in order for us to take this work into places where they can't afford the classes, we have to have the money to support that. And I think the conversation about money was excellent because it made me think a little more about, yes, we don't have to shy away from that. But I noticed on our donate button, if you go there, there is still this holiday special that for $25, you can get 2 of our $20 classes that introduce you to hands-on energetic healing, and one that introduces you to the use of aromatherapy. And you get a guided meditation from one of our instructors.
So
now,
I only have 5 minutes left. I need to bring on our next guest.
Okay, if you go to the bottom of the page, you can make a larger donation and we will honor the other.
Of course, of course. So, Margaret, thank you. And I apologize, we're a little short on time.
You're fine.
Go to ishahealing.com. You'll find the Stay Connected page. You'll see the donate button. And, it's time to make those charitable donations for 2023. So please join in contributing to the efforts, the mission, and you'll get some support back so that you can start to be one of these agents that knows how to just do this healing everywhere we go. Margaret, I love you. I thank you.
Love you.
Honor to be
Thank you.
involved. You're welcome. All right, let's go ahead, and I get to bring on another extraordinary woman who is up to a big mission and a big vision to make a difference in healing the world and healing ourselves. LaWanna White is relatively new when I think about it in the WPN community. I'm not even sure how we first met, but I love spending time with you, the vibe you bring, the expertise you bring, so that we can live better, stronger, healthier, more amazing lives. So welcome, LaWanna White.
Hello, hello. I'm so glad to be here.
Hello, I'm so happy you're here as well. Yay! So tell us, my friend. Well, first of all, how did you find WPN? I don't remember.
How did I find WPN?
It was a God thing, right?
I think so. It was. I was still working at the time, and I remember listening to, I worked for the railroad, so I would be on the tracks with Wow Wednesday in my ear.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Well, share us. What is your declaration for 2024?
Well, my mission is to revolutionize healthcare by bringing it back to self-care. And by doing that, I want to raise the consciousness of each and every being to the truth of who they are. And that is beauty and love with happiness, health, and wealth.
Mm.
That's my goal for 2024.
Oh, say that again. I want to drink it in.
To raise the consciousness to the truth of who you are, which is beauty and love that experiences happiness, health, and wealth.
Ooh,
That's who we are. So
that
that's my goal for 2024.
so good. And share a little bit. We unfortunately we only have a few minutes left, but share a little bit on how you came to this place and how we can continue to work together with this.
So coming to this place was starting my business, which is U Factor Wellness. And it was me realizing that I wasn't taking care of me. So I had to keep telling myself, Joanna, you factor yourself in. You need this, you need that, and doing that. And I had to wake up to who I was. So that's my goal, is to have everyone wake up to who you are and knowing that you matter, you factor every day of your life, and to listen to you, to listen to your body, to listen, because your body speaks. And we like to say that God is speaking, the universe is speaking, but how do they speak? How do your supreme being speak to you? And being able to listen to that is through your body. So I've been through a journey of spiritual practices and healings, and I use spiritual practices along with traditional Chinese medicine. I'm in the process of getting my master's in that, and letting you figure out your energy, that energy that Margaret's talking about, that healing energy that we all have, to use it, to know it, to be guided by it. And a lot of times, I like to say there's a lot of shit that holds you back from hearing it, from knowing it, and from moving in it. So what I have done is created a program. Well, not a program, created time. I'm doing a webinar this Friday on letting that shit go. So you can get to know you.
I love it. Oh,
So understanding your energy, your body, and how your supreme being speaks to you is everything. And that's what guides you and takes you to your next level. So I just want to be able to have 50 women by the end of 2024 understand who they are, to the point where they release medication, where they release extra weight, where they release anything that's holding them back. I call it stagnant energy, so that they can move to their next level in life.
Gotta let that shit go.
Let it go for 2023 and move into 2024.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Joanna will put the link in the chat and all that other good stuff. Tell us what the link is.
It's JoannaWhite.com/letgowebinar is the
Yep, JoannaWhite.com/letGoWebinar. So,
Yes.
and she'll put the link in the chat too. And it's interesting because I'm actually reminded full circle of where we started when Gail was talking about being able to speak from your heart's voice, which is part of the you factor, right? Like it's you getting out there. And we live in a world and a society and environments that want us to be laden down and cover up and be afraid and be medicated and not be our authentic selves. But that's what this world needs. That's what we need individually, and that's what the world needs, right?
Correct. It's just knowing who you are and showing yourself love. I'm big on acronyms. So just showing yourself love is listening to yourself, observing yourself, validating yourself, and encouraging yourself. That's the
Woo!
love for every day to show yourself for 2024.
Thank you, Joanna. You're amazing, and I appreciate you so much. And especially because you're taking this stand really to give us a new medical model to follow so that, because we talked about this is the vessel, right? We are the vessel, and this physical beingness is the tool that we have. That's the vehicle, right? So it all plays together. So thank you, my friend. Please put the link in the chat. Join her this Friday for her webinar. Let's let that shit go. What a beautiful time to do it, right before the new year even starts. So thank you for doing this during this holiday week. I appreciate you, as do all the people who are going to join in. Awesome. All right, Joanna, thank you. I love you, my friend. Awesome. So go to JoannaWhite.com/ let that shit go webinar. Oh, say it again because I missed it.
Just let go webinar.
Let go webinar. Keep it shorter. Let go webinar. All right, everyone. Oh, thank you for joining us for this very special year-end Wow Wednesday. I know we're over time, and oh my gosh, such amazing women. I probably could have been here for hours with them and with all of you. So I want to give you a moment if you have something you want to say or share. I'm going to let you go ahead and share, and today will be an extended version of our show. So if you want to say something, you should be able to speak up, share comments or thoughts right now. And happy New Year, my friends. Be safe, be on purpose, in purpose, and have a good time. Who else would like to share something? Anybody got their hand up? April, Gail, LaWanna, Tamra, would you like to share something before we finish the show today? Tamra Patrick, love to hear from you.
Yes, I just want you all to know that it's so funny that I got on today, and I'm waging war in 2024.
Woo!
I'm waging war on negative self-talk and negativity. Anybody that can give me some good ideas, let me know.
Absolutely, Tamara. Make sure you connect with us. And if you want to come to the speaker training, Susan will put that link in the chat again.
I'm going to come to the speaker training. I really would love to. I want to get out there and start talking to people. I want people to be able to not live the life I lived. I want them to live so much better. So if you guys would help me, I would appreciate it. I need to get my war out there.
Yes, you do. And thank you for starting right now today with us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else wants to share a declaration for 2024? Go ahead, unmute yourself, and we'll do one or two more, and then we'll wrap up today's show. Declarations for 2024. Beverly, did you want to share?
I do. Can
All
you
right.
hear me?
Yep, 30-second declaration for 2020.
Okay. My declaration is to take resiliency to the watershed in Haiti. We have a program, we need the funding. So ask for blessings that the UN and World Bank and some of those will help fund us.
Yes. Declare it, create it, and get out there. Beautiful. Thank you for the work you're doing, Beverly. Awesome.
Thank you for the opportunity to say something. And if anybody wants to, go to our website. I put the link information in the chat.
Beautiful.
And we're still paying for a medical program, and They have a clinic now open, and we are so excited for them.
Awesome.
We love your
Congratulations.
opportunities.
Congratulations
So
on
thank
all the work you've done thus far. Mary Jane Charles, declaration for 2024, 30 seconds.
Okay, I am creating a bigger deal under my umbrella, and I just came up with share your care as its mantra. So,
Hey. Share your care for 2024. I love it, Mary Jane. And that's those summits that you're doing, right?
yeah, it's growing. I mean, I have a pad to present to you. And
Yay.
yeah.
All right, beautiful. You're excellent. April H., would you like to share your declaration for 2024? We started chatting this morning and now we'll close out. April? Oh, me. There
Can you
you
hear me?
I can.
Okay.
Let's hear it, girl.
For 2024, I want to find a business partner who's aligned with my goals for the Spa and Wellness Center.
Very good. Declare it, define it. God will send it your way.
Amen.
So good. All right, everyone. Thank you for staying with us for this extended version of Wow Wednesday. I wish you all a wonderful new year. Create your declarations. Abracadabra. What I speak, I create. Until next time, this is Nancy Matthews. Get out there and be the one. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Nancy.
Bye.